every single person who's arrested with an OVI has to make that decision. If I'm pulled over by this officer and I get arrested and charged with an OVI, should I submit to a breath alcohol test? I think my rule of thumb is if there's any possibility that you're going to blow over that legal limit, you should not take a breath alcohol test, especially in Ohio. The result that you submit, if it's over the legal limit, they now have scientific circumstantial evidence that could be used against you to try to convict you of the OVI charge. There are certain penalties for refusing a breath alcohol test, but the penalties are negotiable once you go to court. And if you refuse that test, there's now less evidence for the prosecutor to be able to use in court against you. You've left a gray area. When you're looking at a DUI case, you're trying to establish reasonable doubt. Does the prosecutor have enough evidence to convict you of the charge? And if they can't get a breath test or a blood test or a urine test result, that's one less piece of critical evidence that they need to convict you. You increase your probabilities of getting your charge reduced. Of course, if you take a breath alcohol test, there are still ways to get around it. There's still ways to challenge a breath test result and to look at the records and the calibration of the machine and whether the test was administered properly. But if you have a choice, if you know going in what your options are, I always suggest trying to refuse that breath alcohol test.